Welcome all to my YouTube channel Shweta Gupta Chemistry Classes. As in class 11 we are doing the third chapter electrochemistry. So in that today we'll be discussing some important terms. So the first term is electrode potential. Electrode potential is related to the potential difference that is developed between the electrode and the electrolyte. Like children, here we have electrode and we have electrolyte. Here zinc is a metal electrode and zinc sulfate is the electrolyte. So when potential difference develop between these two, that is the electrode and the electrolyte, then that is known as the electrode potential. Now, how it develops, that we are going to study now. If you look at this figure we have already discussed, this is of Daniell cell, then you can see at each electrode and electrolyte interface. This is the interface of the electrode and the electrolyte. So at the interface of the electrode and the electrolyte, what happens? The metal ions in the solution, like we have in the solution we have ZnSO4 zinc sulfate, so it is basically Zn2 positive, SO4 2 negative. So what happens, this metal ion, that is of zinc, Zn2 positive, which is in the solution, this metal ion has a tendency to leave the electrolyte. Zn2 positive will leave this electrolyte and will go and deposit on the electrode. So when this Zn2 positive from the electrolyte go from the solution and deposit on the electrode, so it is positively charged, so this electrode will try to become positively charged, or this Zn2 positive will make this electrode positively charged. Similarly, this metal electrode of copper, okay, this copper electrode has a tendency to lose electron, so when this metal electrode will lose electron, then this electrode will become negatively charged. They will lose electron and it will become negatively charged. And the metal ions, like copper is there, so it will lose 2 electrons. Copper will lose 2 electrons. So these electrons will remain here and this Cu2 positive will go into the electrolyte. This Cu2 positive will go into the electrolyte. Earlier Zn2 positive went from the electrolyte to the electrode, making it positively charged. But at this electrode, this copper will lose 2 electrons, making this negatively charged, and the positive ion Cu2 positive will move from the electrode to the solution, to the electrolyte. As a result, there is a separation of charge that occurs between these two electrodes. This have become positively charged, this have become negatively charged. So at equilibrium, at the state of equilibrium, what will happen? The electrode may be positively charged or negatively charged with respect to the solution. So here it was positively charged, okay, here it is positively charged and here it is negatively charged. So at equilibrium with respect to the solution, the electrode may be positively or negatively charged with respect to the solution, as a result of which a potential difference develops between the electrode and the electrolyte. This potential difference is known as electrode potential. Now children, the term potential difference is developed only when there is separation of charge. Potential difference comes into account whenever we have two different charges. So here this is now positively charged and this is now negatively charged. This is now negatively charged, this is now positively charged. So as a result of this, there develops a separation of charge. There develops a potential difference, and that potential difference is known as electrode potential. So I just hope children this term is clear to you all. Now the next one is standard electrode potential. So when you measure the electrode potential, when the concentration of all the species in the half cell is unity. This I have told you, when the concentration of Zn2 positive in this half cell becomes 1, and here also the concentration of Cu2 positive ion in this half cell becomes 1, or when the concentration of the species, that is Zn2 positive and Cu2 positive in the respective half cells becomes equal to unity. At that time, when we find out the electrode potential, then that is known as the standard electrode potential. This standard electrode potential, earlier we used to call it standard reduction potential. So what is the definition of standard electrode potential? It is the electrode potential under the condition of unit concentration of all the species in the half cell is known as standard electrode potential. Children, I have told you here the species are the ions Zn2 positive and Cu2 positive in case of Daniell cell. Now the next term is cell potential. This also I am going to explain with the help of this diagram again. So we got to know earlier that one of the half cell is known as oxidation. One of the half cell is known as oxidation half cell, and another half cell was known as the reduction half cell. We got to know that oxidation was occurring at the anode and the reduction was occurring at the cathode. Oxidation was occurring at the anode and reduction was occurring at the cathode. So according to this, here this is the anode having negative charge, and here oxidation will occur, and this is the cathode, and here reduction will occur. So at this half cell oxidation, and in this half cell reduction is going to occur. So this is the anode and this half cell is the cathode. So we know that anode is negatively charged electrode and cathode is positively charged electrode. So as they both are of opposite charges, therefore we know that whenever we have two opposite charges, then potential difference will be occurring between these two electrodes, or there exists a potential difference between these two electrodes. Now if we switch, when the switch is on, then the electrons will flow from, when you start making flow the current, then when you switch on the switch, then in that case the electron will flow from this negative electrode to the positive electrode. Electron will move from zinc to copper here, from negative electrode to positive electrode, and the current will flow in the opposite direction of the electron flow. That is, the current is going to flow from copper to zinc. Okay, so this all is occurring in these two half cells. So there is a potential difference between these two half cells. This potential difference between these two half cells is known as cell potential. And this cell potential, what I have told you, the potential difference between the two half cells, is known as cell potential, and this cell potential is measured in volts. It is also said that it is the difference between the standard reduction potential of the cathode and the standard reduction potential of the anode. So E0 cell is the cell potential which is equals to standard reduction potential of the cathode and the standard reduction potential of the anode. So E0 cell, very important formula children. E0 cell, that is the cell potential, is equals to E0 cathode minus E0 anode. These values will be given to you in the questions only. Now next one is electromotive force of a cell. It is also known as EMF of a cell. So what is EMF of a cell? It is a potential difference when no current is drawn from the system. अगर हम कोई भी सेल हैं, दो हाफ सेल हैं, और हम उन दोनों हाफ सेल में जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस डेवलप हुआ है, और जब उस टाइम हम उस सेल में से कोई भी करंट को ड्रॉ नहीं कर रहे हैं, बाहर नहीं जा रहा है उस सेल से कोई भी करंट, then that is known as the EMF of a cell. So it is the potential difference. वो EMF of a cell वो potential difference है जब कोई भी करंट को हम लोग ड्रॉ नहीं करते फ्रॉम द सिस्टम, व्हेन नो करंट इज़ ड्रॉन फ्रॉम द सिस्टम, जब हम सिस्टम से करंट को बाहर नहीं निकालते, तो उस टाइम जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस डेवलप होता है दो सेल्स के बीच में, उसको बोलते हैं EMF ऑफ अ सेल. EMF ऑफ अ सेल इज़ मेजर्ड इन volts. EMF of a cell is measured in volts. EMF of a cell is given by is equals to reduction potential of cathode minus reduction potential of anode. Like we have done standard reduction potential of cathode minus standard reduction potential of anode. Here it is reduction potential of cathode and reduction potential of anode. We'll take out the difference between these two. So what are the factors on which the EMF of a cell depends? So the EMF of a cell depends on nature of the metal. जो मेटल आपने लिया है, जैसे कि आपने जिंक लिया था, कॉपर लिया था डैनियल सेल में, उनके नेचर के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. जो आयंस वो प्रोड्यूस करते हैं Zn2 पॉजिटिव, Cu2 पॉजिटिव, उनके नेचर के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट आपने ली थी उसके कंसंट्रेशन के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. Like here you have taken zinc sulfate and CuSO4. It depends upon the concentration of these two electrolytes. It depends upon the ions that are produced by zinc and copper, that is Zn2 positive, Cu positive. It depends upon the nature of zinc and copper. And the third one is it depends upon the temperature. So these are the factors on which the EMF of a cell depends. Now the next one is, children, cell representation. As we are studying a cell, so if you are writing a cell, then in that case children, again I would like to come to this diagram. Okay, we'll again take this diagram. Here you all can see that anode, This is the anode and this is the cathode. Anode is on the left side. Anode is always written on the left side and cathode is always written on the right side. Anode on left side, cathode on right side. Now, if you represent a cell, then you represent this cell like Zn S, Zn2 positive, aqueous, C1, two vertical lines, Cu2 positive, aqueous, C2, Cus. Okay children, so this is how I am going to represent this Daniell cell. So here what I have told you, the anode is written on the left side, the cathode, that is copper and copper ion, is written on the right side. Now you can see this vertical line children. This vertical line separates the metal from the metal ion. Here we have metal, zinc, and metal ion Zn2 positive. So zinc is in solid state, that I have written in bracket, and Zn2 positive is in aqueous state. So that also I have written in bracket. The concentration of this ion, Zn2 positive, is given by C1. So the metal, zinc, and the metal ion are separated by a single vertical line. Here also the metal ion copper, Cu2 positive, and the metal copper are separated by a single vertical line. Okay, now you can also see double vertical line. This double vertical line represents the salt bridge. This double vertical line represents the salt bridge. Okay children, I just hope this is clear to you all. Now, this I have told you the state is written in the bracket. Okay, if and the EMF of the cell, if we are going to find out, is given by E cell is equals to reduction potential of cathode. Cathode is on the right side minus reduction potential of the anode, that is which is on the left side. So E cell is equals to E cathode minus E anode. Okay children, now we have one question. Formulate the electrochemical cell representing the reaction. ये जो आपको रिएक्शन दिया है, इसकी हेल्प से आपको सेल को represent करना है. The reaction is 2Cr plus 3 Fe2 positive. State is written in the bracket. Will give 2Cr3 positive plus 3 Fe solid. Now children, as you know, chromium is converting to Cr3 positive. Earlier also, it was zinc that was converting to Zn2 positive. So loss of electron always occurs at anode. It means chromium is at anode, and here Fe2 positive have gained the electron and have become Fe. So here gain of electron, it will gain electrons, 2 electron, and will become Fe. So gain of electron occurs at cathode. So this is the cathode. Cathode is always on the right side and anode is always on the left side. So this is how we are going to represent. So chromium first, earlier it was chromium solid, that I have written. Chromium and this ion of chromium will be separated by a single vertical line, Cr3 positive, aqueous. Now these two half cells are separated by are connected by a salt bridge. Salt bridge is represented by double vertical line that I have given. And now we are going to write down the cathode. Cathode children, first we write the ion. Ion is Fe2 positive, aqueous is the state, and then the metal, Fe, solid state. And these two are separated by single vertical line. So this is how we are going to represent this cell. Okay. Now what is asked is E0 cell is asked. So children, E naught cell I have told you is equals to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. We got to know that the cathode is of iron and anode we have of chromium. So children, these values will be given to you in the exam. So E naught of Cr3 positive Cr is minus 0.74 volt and E naught of Fe2 positive Fe is equals to minus 0.44 volt. So what we are going to do, firstly we are going to write the E naught cathode. So cathode is of this one iron, so it is minus 0.44 minus E naught anode. Anode is minus 0.74, so it is minus 0.44 minus minus plus 0.74 is equals to 0.30 volt. So this is the value of E naught cell. You all take care. Thank you and have a nice day.